What's going on? I hope you're happy, healthy, doing the things you love doing with those you love doing them with. I'm now about to give you a reading, and let's get into the meat and bones. While I shuffle away, I need you to like, I need you to comment, subscribe, press the notification bell, all that good stuff, all right? I appreciate any type of love, all right? And when you got a chance, follow me on my Instagram, Sorcerer X, or TikTok, okay? It's the same handle, show some love, all right? Let's get into the reading. Okay, so nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. So the emphasis on this is all about you setting a standard within yourself, all right? And this is in relations towards the environment. This is the time for you to say, okay, I've got to revise everything that I'm currently at. This is my thoughts, my mindset. This is also the people around me. This is ultimately pushing you to elevate. In order for you to elevate, you need to remove things that can't bring you towards the next journey of your life. This is the truth and the reality. And if it gives you stress, if it drains you, then you're going to have to make the toughest decisions, right? But these tough decisions are basically going to be a benefit for you going forwards because you are in the process of saying, what isn't good enough for me isn't good enough for me for the next chapter in my life. That the version that I am becoming or that I am right now doesn't accept these type of energies. And this is in relation towards your environment. Environment just isn't about your friends or the people around you. We're talking about even just your home. And if somebody is invading that peace, right? If somebody's invading that peace, you have to be prepared to make these decisions. And these decisions are going to be, in essence, the reason why you are going to bring a higher standard to your life. What my guides, what Spirit's saying, Source, is that don't hesitate to elevate. That you've also have the opportunity to set a precedent, to say what's good for me, right? I know what they are. Because the moment I make these decisions, things will automatically change. Yes, they will. Because you are guided by a source to make these decisions. Now, these decisions are about important situations because this is pushing you to do two things. Spirit's saying, if you don't do it, we're going to do it anyway. But if we're going to do it anyway, prevention is better than cure, right? So you don't want the universe to press the red button and then all hell breaks loose. You've got to have to be in the rubble. You've got to have to start over again. And the Spirit is saying, let's make it more of a proactive approach in regards towards your life. Let's really look upon this with detail and say to ourselves, okay, I need to make an organization and manage what I need to do. This is what I'm seeing. Now, these things that ultimately may not seem as, or they're just micro, will actually affect the macro. Because habits turn into systems, and systems turn into a set of movements that will raise your vibrations. Because the moment you turn them into a system, not just a habit, a system, it will be not just a stepping stone, but the leap that will take you from where you are right now towards the life that you want. And what I see is this can change and you will see the changes. And we're talking about changing career. We're talking about changing your set of friends. We're seeing the changes that you want in terms of your life. We're talking about you even going from a financial situation where you may have struggled towards a life-changing situation where you have an abundance of life and money, because peace is profit. I think I've said this before. But it's important for me to bring this energy out there because within the next 3 months, your life will change. And 3 months isn't it's not a long time if you compare it to time itself, because spirit has no time. But within the next 3 months, your life will change. The idea of fortunes, the idea of happiness, the idea of feeling loved, the idea of this new career that's there. And this is an elevated energy that spirit is asking you to do. The monumental steps that you are going to be doing right now are because you are prepared to do it before the full moon. I am letting you know right now that you've got to do this before the next full moon. That it's just the mindset. And the mindset that you are activating is the winner's mindset. You've got the 6 of Swords, you've got the 6 of Wands, and you've got the King of Swords. You rolling this dice right now, but just changing your own system, your own identity, your own feelings about these things are going to be the benefit of you creating that transformation. There's an old saying when it goes, you create your own luck. Well, you are. And essentially, these fortunes are going to be met as long as you're prepared to change. That systematically, or if we use from an analogy point of view, you're rolling the dice. You're rolling the dice to better you. And how can that ever be a bad thing? How can the next 3 months of your life be such a will be the life-changing experience that you need? All because you've prepared for change. All because you said to yourself that you're not going to live your life in stagnancy. In fact, you've opened that own door. You've changed the idea and the notion of how success is in your life, and you're going to change many other people. Because a high tide raises all ships. And that the standards that you will be bringing, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, is going to be inspirational for someone out there. In fact, you're going to teach somebody out there that you're not just here to have a kingdom. You're here to create an empire. And that takes a different type of mindset. In fact, you feel it. This energy can change you in the next three months. This is your opportunity to win. I see a big, massive house. I see a changing of your location. I see that you are writing your own script. And the scripts that you'll be writing will only be benefit to those that really want to bring you and help you to that high energy, that high vibration. 3 months is going to change your life. And all because you're saying yes. You are saying yes to change. You are saying that the life that you live right now isn't good enough for you, and the environment that you're in, you are ascending from. Don't hesitate to elevate. Now, if you may be struggling with the idea of change, and you want to change, but you don't know how to, you need guidance, feel free and don't hesitate to drop me a private message for my services. If you like to get clarity regarding regarding getting a reading from me so you can get even more clarity and guidance, as I said, go onto my Instagram or TikTok, Sorcerer X, drop me a private message, DM me clarity, and we can go from there. Alternatively, you can click the link in my description that will connect you to my website, and you can connect to me through there. I look forward to hearing from you. That was your reading. Are you ready to roll the dice? That's the question. I am the face of tarot, Sorcerer.